What is going on, boys and girls? Black Avenger, aka the Black Azrael, Lee Sanders here of the RCWR Show, coming at you with a little bit of breaking news for this Monday night of July 27, 2015. This just literally came across the social media platforms. Various news media outlets have been covering this. Went down in the past hour as it is 11:36 p.m. over here on the East Coast. If you are an NFL fan, hopefully I have your attention. Big news going down. Now, in just the 2 years that Bruce Arians has been the head coach of the Arizona Cardinals, he's been making his moves. Y'all got to admit, last season, Cardinals, they did fairly well. I think. I thought they were pretty freaking impressive. Well, check this out. It looks like the Arizona Cardinals are going to be adding their first ever, and this looks to be the first time in NFL history that this has happened. There is going to be a female intern coach. Let's make sure we home in on that. Not a head coach, not a assistant head coach, but an intern coach. This is still pretty freaking monumental. Now, her name is Jen Welter, and she will be working with the team's inside linebackers throughout training camp and preseason. Now, depending on your respected area, training camps, at least over here in the DC area, the Redskins will be starting this Thursday. I know there's a few others that might not be starting up for another 2 weeks, maybe three at most, but it's pretty much going to be running all the way through until September, or actually no, till late August, early September, when we get preseason pretty much. But again, I can't stress this enough. It's believed that she is the first female to hold a coaching position of any kind in the NFL. So I mean, that's some fantastic news right there. Now, Arrhenius, hopefully I'm pronouncing the name right. I'm talking about the Arizona Cardinals head coach. He provided a hint last spring that such a move was possible, though he had no specific plans back then. Now, last spring, Arenas was asked about Sarah Thomas becoming the NFL's first female official. Arenas mentioned that it would be responsible to think a woman could also coach in the NFL. The coach of the Indoor Football League's Texas Revolution, Devin Wyman, head of those comments, then called and recommended Welter, who was one of his assistants. So, I mean, this is some phenomenal news right here. Now, back in February 2014, Welter played running back and special teams for the Revolution, becoming the first female to play a non kicking position in the men's professional football league, according to the Cardinals. So, I mean, this is some fantastic news right here. As far as adding my own color commentating to this, look, I think this is phenomenal piece of news on so many levels. I mean, first off, if you're a football fan, surely you recall what had went down last season. The NFL definitely had not one but two black guys in a big way, technically three. You had the whole Ray Rice ordeal. I don't need to rehash all that again. I shouldn't have to. If you're a football fan, you know all things football. You know what I'm talking about. Then you had the infamous Deflate Gate. You had a lot of people that were just looking at the job of NFL Commissioner Roger Goodell and were saying, man, you suck. You need to step down. A lot of boycotts going on, all left and right. We saw sponsors being dropped because of the whole Ray Rice deal and all that. But you just think of all those things that I had mentioned. Definitely a 1-2 punch. Black eyes, no doubt. It just kind of made you go, yeah, especially if you've been following football for a long period of time and you're like, man, all the years of watching, it's never been this bad. Football has never got this bad of publicity. So for me to hear that right before the 2015-16 NFL season starts, to hear that this move is going on, I think it's a really awesome move on so many levels. History in the making for starters, and then also quite honestly, if there is a female that's out there that has the qualifications that can do the job and is competent enough to do the job well, maybe even meet expectations than their male counterparts, then hell to the yeah. I think they should be given as much opportunity in the world to showcase their skills. I mean, the worst case scenario that can happen is hey, they got an opportunity, they choked, or they got an opportunity, they did okay, but it wasn't enough to maintain the position. Now, remember, Welter is going to be in a intern ship position with this coaching spot. So, I mean, of course, that could change in due time. She may be brought on for the regular season, but I'm quite sure there's going to be a lot of eyes on her, going to be seeing how she handles this job very well. And honestly, I think this is going to be a good learning experience, not just for the Arizona Cardinals, the coaching staff, the owners, clubhouse, all that, but for all the clubs, all the teams in the NFL. I know they're going to be watching this very carefully, and whatever they're able to learn from this, good and bad, I think is definitely a step going in the right direction going forward. I also can't help but think about how all the women had got together last season and they were talking about domestic abuse and all that with the whole Ray Rice thing and all that. So I think it's a little bit irony, if you will, sweet irony. I think it's kind of interesting how everything just kind of comes full circle a little bit. There's a lot of females that watch the NFL as well. So I don't know. I think it's kind of interesting how everything just kind of comes full circle with regards to this position. But I'm ecstatic. I can't wait to see how this all plays out. I definitely want to hear what you guys think. So definitely post those comments down below. In case you might be at work tomorrow, there is going to be an official afternoon press conference of the Arizona Cardinals welcoming Miss Jen Welter. So you all may want to check that out. All right. But definitely give me your comments. Let me know if you think this is a solid move or if it's a bad move, and hopefully you have a very good reason why you feel it's a bad move instead of because it's a girl. I don't want to hear that. So don't. I'm letting you know right now. If I see that silly comment, I'm not going to even respond to it. I'm just going to quietly delete it, and I'm just going to ban you from the channel from commenting. So I think we are old enough. You football fans, come on now. We're old enough now. We should be able to have a really good discussion about this. So post your comments down below, and we'll share you all's reactions on our next live podcast edition of the RCWR Show, which you can check out this Tuesday night, July 28th, 10 p.m. Eastern on Spreaker.com. We'll talk more about this great big piece of news. We'll also dive into the very latest on what's going on with the immortal Hulk Hogan and his whole legal fiasco drama that's going on. And we will also talk about the latest elimination from WWE Tough Enough, sprinkled in there, of course, with the very latest in pop culture entertainment headlines. And if you're new, love to have you subscribe to us so you never miss out on all the great content we do for you here on a weekly basis. That's going to do it. Until next go round, be safe, be kind to one another. Everybody, do take care.